What up, everyone? Almost done with the boxes of July. Catching right up, putting these videos out like nothing else. So, we've got F-Box here. So, on a side note, I hope they invest in a logo someday. It'd be kind of nice to at least get a logo stamped on the side instead of a plain box. But whatever. Just side notes. But anyway, I was fortunate enough to get this box for the month of July because anyone who's heard of this company knows it's incredibly hard to get. It's practically impossible to get a box from this company. It's insanely hard because they sell out within minutes because they put good exclusive stuff in there. But I was fortunate enough to get this one, and I was happy because the theme is San Diego Comic-Con, which what better theme could there be? People go crazy for that kind of stuff, especially exclusive stuff. So I was very happy and fortunate to get it, and I hope I can check out future boxes. So let's take a look at what we got. We didn't get a lot of items. We got very few items, so just know that. So the first item we got was the Wonder Woman White Lantern pop figure. Now this one is actually exclusive, so technically this isn't really a Comic-Con exclusive. This is an F-Box exclusive. They released it during the time of Comic-Con, so it's for Comic-Con, but it wasn't there at Comic-Con, so it's not an exclusive, but that's just me pointing out specifics. It doesn't really matter either way. The point is, this one is the glow-in-the-dark one, so that's why it's exclusive to Fugitive Toys. I don't really care that much if it came from Comic-Con or where it came from. As long as it's exclusive, I still think that's cool. I'm not super particular about this character. I like the White Lantern versions of everyone. I think they're cool, but it's Wonder Woman, whatever. But it's still a cool figure, and the cool thing is they put it in a pop protector, which I always appreciate, because when you get rare ones, especially when they're getting shipped, you want to make sure they arrive in good condition. So that's cool that they did that. So, Wonder Woman exclusive, glow-in-the-dark, White Lantern pop figure. Really long name. Next, these are called Original Minis. I've seen a series like this before. I have some up on a shelf right above my head. So they did some grab bags. They were called Grab Zags. And they have little figures like this. They're small figures. They come on a stand. And I really liked them. They're very cheap figures. They're not expensive at all. But they were pretty cool. I got some Marvel ones. They did Spider-Man. They did the Avengers. So now they're trying to kind of throw their hat into the collectible game. And they're trying to pick it up a little bit, so I see their attempts at it. They're not quite there yet. I don't think anyone knows much about these figures or this company, but they're in the process of doing that. So they tried to catch up with people by making Comic-Con exclusives. They had one I was actually going to get. They had the Avengers one, like a long box with the Avengers, that I really liked, but they're a more recent series. I haven't been crazy about the sculpt and design of them. The original ones they did, the Spider-Man ones, I'll show a picture of that right now so you can get what I'm referring to so you're not totally confused. But that series, I really liked how they did it. The newer ones, I don't know if they've gotten a different designer or not, but it looks a little bit different. But that's just me noticing very specific things. Either way, they're still cool figures, and they all come with stands, so they're very nice. These are exclusive. I don't think these figures are exclusive. I think they're metallic. So I'm assuming the fact that they're metallic makes them exclusive. I haven't confirmed that yet, but I would assume. But, Harley Quinn and Joker, good figures. And this was Comic-Con exclusive, so this is actually from the convention, which is cool. So I'm kind of excited to see where this company goes, because I really like those original figures. So I'm pretty excited to see what else they do with it. So, got some original minis from DC. Next, the next three items and the last ones we get were comic books. But at least they were good ones because these were Comic-Con exclusives. So, the first one, we got Invader Zim. So, I don't know if many of you heard, but this comic is being, not re-released, but they're redoing it. Jonan Vasquez, the guy who created the original comic, he did Zim, he did Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. I really like him. I'm a fan of his stuff. I love the show Zim. They're doing the comic again. So, they obviously started with the #1 issue. Now, this is a previews exclusive. I think F-Box has some kind of relationship with previews because they get a lot of stuff from them. But anyway, it's an exclusive #1, which is really cool, and I wanted to check this out anyway, so I appreciate that. The only downside is none of the comics came bagged or boarded, so they actually did come damaged a little bit, which is very unfortunate, especially for collectors, because when you're collecting comics, everyone knows, the condition is everything. So A little unfortunate they didn't take the extra step to do that, because that would have been appreciated. But a cool comic nonetheless. Next, another previous exclusive, X-Men 92. So I saw this cover advertised somewhere, and I actually really liked it because I grew up to the 92 X-Men. Like, they were my favorite. And this cover is really cool. The black and white with just a little bit of color. And I really liked that team, the 92 X-Men team. So I really liked this cover. I thought it was very cool. So I was happy to see that because it is genuinely an awesome cover. I meant to pick it up while I was at Comic-Con, but there's so much going on, you just lose track of stuff. And then the last one is a Star Wars one of Lando. So obviously I'm assuming he's getting a spin-off series because the comic is specifically him. But this cover is cool because it's Scotty Young. I'm sure most people have heard of him, but if you haven't, he's a really popular artist right now, especially for Marvel. He's constantly doing exclusive #1 comics. That's kind of his thing for Marvel. I was actually fortunate enough to buy some artwork off of him years back, and I'm sure it's worth a fortune now, but I'm a really big fan of his artwork, so I'm always happy to see stuff from him. So, that was all the stuff in the box. So like I said, not a lot of stuff in here, not a lot of items, but the good news is everything is exclusive, and technically it's all Comic-Con with the exception of the pop, but close enough, like whatever, it doesn't really matter. So it's cool that it was all exclusive. So let's go back through this and talk about the value of these items. So, starting with the pop figure. So this, value-wise, is about $30. That's right around what it sells for. Not the regular version. Remember, this is the glow version, so it's a little bit different, but right around 30. Give or take a few dollars, but right around 30 bucks, which is good. It's a good resale market. It's definitely worth some money. It'd probably be worth more. The fact that it's Wonder Woman, I think affects it because she's a popular character, but not the most popular. Like, if this were Batman or Superman, I think this would be worth a ton. I would have been much more excited to see that, and I think it would be worth a whole lot more if it were Batman or Superman, especially with the movie coming out. So the fact that it's Wonder Woman and kind of makes it not as good, but still very good. Now, this is an exclusive from Fugitive Toys, so it kind of seems very apparent here that this figure of the 4 they made was the one that didn't sell the best, so that's why it shows in the box. Companies always put the least popular items in the box to help move product. But either way, even if it is the least popular, it's still a cool item, and I'm still happy to have it. And I like that it came in the pop protector. So around $30 on the resale market. Next, the original minis, the DC original minis. These are selling for about $20. Again, give or take a few dollars, depending on how the auctions are doing at the time. But right around 20 bucks is what I've seen it sell for and what I've seen it listed for. So if you wanted them, you get them right around that price, which is it's pretty expensive for just 2 figures. So again, high on the resale market, which is good. Then the Zim comic. Again, I gotta say I'm disappointed they didn't bag and board it. I think that should be the standard. Anytime a box puts a comic book in, I think bagging and boarding without a doubt, because it's not expensive to do. It would cost them like, what, 30 cents more to bag and board them, maybe a little extra time, but it would make the difference because if they don't do that, the things get damaged and then everyone loses. They had to spend money. It's not worth money to us because it's damaged, so I think all companies should do that. But regardless of that, this comic sells for around $10, $10 to $12. This one actually had a higher resale market than I assumed, but I think Zim's pretty popular, so around $10 to $12. Next, the X-Men 92. This I was also surprised on, but not because of the high resale, because of the low resale. This was going for about $8, which is not very high. I thought it would be higher because it genuinely has a very cool cover. I really like it. I think it's a very good design. But I think the problem was, I think they printed a lot of them. It's a previews exclusive, so I'm assuming they printed like thousands and thousands. I don't think they had a very limited run. It doesn't say a number on there as far as let's see. Yeah, 5,000. It says 5,000 on there, so not super limited. So I think that hurt the value a little bit because that's kind of a lot for exclusive Comic-Con exclusives. So, but even still, like I still thought it would be higher in the resale because it is a really cool comic. But it only about $8, unfortunately. Like I was surprised too, but that's just what it is. That's what it's selling for. That's what it's listing for. So I was kind of surprised, a little bummed out, but I really like it. I like that cover. I think it's really cool. Same story with this, the Star Wars Lando. Usually Scotty Young comics are very high in the resale market, but same thing, $8, right around 8, give or take $1 or 2, but that's what it was selling for. And not just one listing, there were tons of them, so around $8. So again, surprising. I thought it would be much higher than that, but it wasn't. So that was all the items in the box. So not much leeway as far as value. Value is right around $75, which is fantastic. This box costs right about 30. I think it was like 32 after shipping or something like that. But so pretty much you got double your value. And you got all exclusive stuff. So as far as Comic-Con goes, you didn't get like the best stuff. You didn't get super rare stuff, but let's be honest, no one expected that. I always try not to get too excited when anyone has certain themes because you always end up being disappointed. So I knew this going into it that it wasn't going to be crazy rare like Funko Pop stuff. Obviously, it's probably going to be stuff from their own company, which there's nothing wrong with that. I just learned at this point to not get my hopes up. But the good news is you got a little eclectic sense of Comic-Con. You got 2 figures and you got a couple comic books, which were good choices, but again, not like fantastic ones. They didn't pick the most popular characters, but they got a good sense of it. So, but still, you can't argue with the value. You got double your value with exclusive stuff, so that's pretty great. So a value on this box, I'm going to give it 7.75, possibly an 8 out of 10, because you did get good value, you got double your money worth, and the choices here weren't spectacular, but they were all exclusive. So the good news is, even if you don't like the stuff in here, I doubt you'd have any problem reselling it. I think a lot of these things would sell with pretty much no hassle at all. You might get it not as much as the prices I mentioned, maybe a few dollars less if you just wanted to move it, but I think you'd have no problem moving any of these products. And as time goes on, the value is going to increase a little bit at a time. So you got great value, you got interesting stuff, you got stuff from Comic-Con, so I'm sure people across country that have never been were pretty excited to get anything from Comic-Con, so I think that's a good thing. So 7.75, possibly 8 out of 10, depending on what you guys think and feel about it. I want to take your thoughts into consideration. So let me know what you guys thought about it, how amazing it is. Let me hear about from people across the country that have never been to Comic-Con. How excited are you to see this stuff? Let me know. Let me hear your opinions. I'd love to talk to you guys. So thank you all for watching. Tune in for the next video. I think we have one more box to go for the month of July. I'll have to check. But anyway, thanks for watching. Love you all. Peace.